Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Been pretty busy on the recruiting trail for Tennessee, coming off the 865 live event over Memorial Day weekend. Now kind of bleeding into the On3 NIL recruiting event in Nashville. A lot of big-time targets out there talking about Tennessee. And look, a lot of this, told you guys, it's going to be very busy in June. A lot of official visits coming up, and then we're going to see some decisions late June into July. It's going to be a busy couple of months for Tennessee on the recruiting trail. But then some of these guys are playing the long game. Some of these elite level talents are going to take it all the way to the wire going into the fall and all the way up to signing day in December. One of those was at the On3 NIL event. The #1 offensive tackle in the country, Brandon Baker, mentioned Tennessee. Let's take a listen. You can see there from the tweet, trending heavily towards Oregon, but he says there are two teams everybody is sleeping on. Let's take a listen to the #1 offensive tackle in the country.
Is there like a dark horse in your recruitment right now?
Right, I'd say FSU. I really like FSU a lot. Tennessee's in the mix as well.
Tennessee in the mix for the #1 offensive tackle in the country. 5-star offensive tackle. And there is another 5-star in the trenches that we've not talked a whole lot about, but Tennessee in the mix there as well. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. As always, you guys do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. That is quick, free, and easy. It does help the channel. Also, if you want to give a little bit more, you can hit that button that says thanks. It's like a tip in the old tip jar, like a super chat on a video. I would appreciate that support as well. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. Look, we're not media. We're fans. This is fan built for the fans, by the fans. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not talking at you. It's all about talking with you. We are a community of fans. If you like that style of content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. All kinds of fun content coming up this month in June. Myself and Coach Jay are going to do a film breakdown for two of the top quarterbacks in the 2025 class that both have Tennessee as their #1 school. Also, Sports Talk Jay, I know a lot of you guys dig his content. He's going to be coming on the channel. We got a recruiting analyst from Rivals.com coming on the channel. Going to be a busy month, but let's jump into it. Let's talk a little bit about Brandon Baker. You can see the profile on the screen there. #1 ranked offensive tackle in the country, according to 247 Sports, 6'5", 285 out of Santa Ana, California. Keep note of that high school, Modern Day High School out there in California. Now, let's go on and let's take a look at this article from SI.com, kind of talking about what we just heard. The nation's #1 offensive tackle, Brandon Baker, lists Tennessee as a sleeper in his recruitment. 2024 offensive tackle Brandon Baker has been trending towards the Oregon Ducks, but told On3 that the Tennessee Volunteers are a sleeper in his recruitment. Goes on to talk about the On3 NIL series. Says it opened yesterday. Been plenty of recruiting tidbits from the event. National recruiting analyst Josh Newberg put in a prediction for 2024 5-star wide receiver Mike Matthews to commit to the Tennessee Volunteers, but that wasn't the only big news on the Tennessee front. Now, that's the thing. It has been a busy week for Tennessee recruiting. Mike Matthews, the prediction comes in. Ryan Wingo, all of a sudden trending back towards Tennessee. Some of these big-time targets on the defensive line that have been predicted to Tennessee. Tennessee is in a good spot. We spent so much time talking about the defensive line. Camarion Franklin, Tennessee in a very good spot. Williams Winery, mentioned here in the article. Jordan Ross, 5-star defensive lineman. Cam Fountain. So many guys that Tennessee is in on, and that's, you're not going to get them all. We talk about that regularly, right? But when you cast this wide net out there and you've got so many of these top-ranked guys, having a conversation with Nelson on Twitter. A lot of you guys know Nelson. I think he's pretty much a famous Vol Twitter guy. Everybody knows Nelson. We were talking about this defensive line and how good of a job Rodney Garner is doing recruiting. And I said, can you imagine? I mean, Tennessee has a realistic shot to land 4 5-star prospects across that defensive line in 2024. That is a game changer. Goes on to say here, 2024 5-star offensive tackle Brandon Baker joined Newberg on On3's J.D. Pickell to update where his recruitment stands. The Oregon Ducks and head coach Dan Lanning have done an excellent job positioning themselves for the California native. However, they haven't sealed the deal. Trojans are fighting at the top of his recruitment with Oregon and have the hometown pitch on their side. Baker plays for Modern Day High School, which produced several historic USC players over the years, also pointed to Florida State, Georgia, and Tennessee. as 3 schools in the mix. Now, we know a little something about those USC kids, those guys out there on the West Coast. Bayless Jones, who came to Tennessee, transferred from USC, came to Tennessee, talked about the atmosphere, the vibe. Brew McCoy, same thing, enters the portal, ends up at Tennessee. And one of the things that they were talking about on the VAWLS podcast recently was that when Brew McCoy transferred here, he was like, I didn't expect it to be such a big town, so much going on. There's a lot of connections out there in California. Josh Heupel has the opportunity to create a pipeline and set that up out of California, continue to bring that talent, and Nico as well, coming from the West Coast. Brandon Baker official visits, got one scheduled for Ohio State on June the 9th, and then Georgia on June the 23rd. So does he have legitimate interest in Tennessee? Well, here's a quote he gave on 3. Tennessee is very realistic. I plan on dropping a top list of schools soon. I stay in contact with them, talk to them weekly. So that's 5-star offensive tackle, the number 1 ranked offensive tackle in the country. That just so happens to mention Tennessee very much in the mix. Again, this is going to be a fall decision. Tennessee's going to have an opportunity to go out on the field, continue to be successful, continue to recruit Brandon Baker. Now, is he a lock? Is he a predicted guy? No. It's just these are names to keep an eye on that Tennessee very much in the mix for. Now, another one worth noting, and that is 5-star defensive lineman Aiden Breeland, who happened to be in town for the 865 live event. 6'5", 290 pounds, 247 Sports has him as the top-ranked player out of California. Brandon Baker, that we just discussed, the number 2 ranked player out of the state of California. Could Tennessee quite possibly land the top 2 prospects out of the state? We shall see. 5-star, second-ranked defensive lineman in the country, top 6 player nationally. Now take a look at the high school. He's out of Santa Ana, California. Modern Day High School, happens to be a teammate of Brandon Baker. That relationship, that bond, those teammates. Can Tennessee work a little magic here? Here's a quote from Aiden Breeland, who just came in for the 865 live event. Said it's always a great thing for guys like me who want to be developed at the highest level. So when you have a defensive line coach like Rodney Garner that has the proof in the pudding, it is kind of a relief. That is something that is important to look for in a school to see how you're going to be developed. It's nice to know that he is a high-level developer. Guys, we are cheating. We are playing with a cheat code with Rodney Garner. And I rattled off all the guys on the defensive line that Tennessee very, very much in the mix for. Cam Franklin, Cam Fountain, Jordan Ross, Williams Winery. And now Aiden Breeland came in town across the country to visit for the 865 live event. What's he looking for in a college? What's he looking for in a program? Says, I'm looking to find a family feel, a great relationship with the staff and development. Right there, I don't even have to finish the quote, guys. I don't even have to finish the quote. What is the comment that we continue to read time and time and time again when these kids come in for visits? They talk about the vibe. They talk about the culture, the atmosphere. The word family gets used all the time. He says, I have to love the school, just like being able to get that feeling that I know I am home and I am comfortable, a good school with a good academic program. So I wanted to mention both of these guys, starting with Brandon Baker, because at the On3 NIL event, everybody's saying Oregon Ducks, and he just so happens to throw that Tennessee is very much in the mix. And then we bleed into his teammate, Aiden Breeland, the top 2 ranked players out of the state of California. 2 more 5-star prospects that we've really not talked a lot about as far as Tennessee being in the mix for, but they are very much in the mix for both of these players from modern day California, modern day high school in California, excuse me. So you guys know what to do. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Is this a pipe dream? Because it's a good problem to have when you've got all these 5-star talents pulled up. And look, you lose a guy like Jaden Riddell to Georgia. That's fine. It's on to the next. When you cast that wide net, we keep using the same saying, but Tennessee is fishing out of a bigger pond in this class of 2024. They're building something special. I think they have an opportunity to finish this thing off with a top 5 class. But I want to hear your comments in the comment section. I'll jump in there and interact with you guys. Also, thank you to the members of the channel. You guys want to be a part of supporting what we build around here, hit that join button down below. For as little as $1 a month, you can support what we are trying to build. Keep the lights on around here. Again, $1 a month, you get access to custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. And as well, you can go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store. YouTube.com/Talkin Balls. Again, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. You give me the opportunity to do this full time, and I'm forever grateful for that. If you don't have the finances to buy a shirt, to drop a tip in the tip jar, or to join the channel, that is fine. You can smash the thumbs up because that is quick, free, and easy. Or jump into the comment section. Let's talk a little Tennessee football because this is the Talkin Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.